people love Tiffany as much as they do because of Brit. Let's talk about Micah for a second. Micah is the type of person, I feel like she's a chameleon. Like, if she switches up based on her environment. Zach was coming for blood. He told Micah she was coming for blood. I think he was projecting. Okay, so next we have Paul and Micah. Okay, good things about Paul. Paul is very handsome to me. I think he is one of my top guys in terms of looks. But when it comes to his personality, it is very dry. It is very, he's a scientist, so I mean, I could see why, but I feel like he tries so hard to use all of these vocabulary words in casual conversation. Like, this is not a dissertation. We are not writing a paper. We're not in college. Like, you can just talk like normal. Because Zach is a lawyer, and I don't feel like he talks like that 24/7. You know, if that makes sense. Because when he was like, I'm too heady, I'm too cerebral, and then I'm like, okay. And I mean, he does it a bunch of times, and I don't know, it's just like, all right. After a while it becomes excessive, you know. Paul, I was side-eyeing him. I was side-eyeing him at the reunion. I did not like, okay, you said no to Micah, but then you go in talking about how much it hurt you. You did Micah after the show, but then you didn't say nothing about not seeing her being nurturing. And I mean, I could see why he said he doesn't see her being nurturing, but then how you still didn't tell her that? And then after that, you got back with her to do what? To see if she wasn't nurturing still? Like, it didn't make any sense to me, you know. And then when they said that he touched the girl butt, it looked like he was passing by, but it also looked like he was passing by. But while he passing, let me just see what I could, you know, because they said that he was still liking this girl's picture on the internet and stuff like that. Paul is just so like robotic, and it sounds like he's programmed, you know, like I don't know, it's not giving much personality, and there wasn't much depth to Paul to me, neither Micah, besides like in their relationship I'm talking about, besides the fact that they're so cute and they miss each other. Like, that's all they were saying, like, especially Micah, like, I miss you. Okay, why, what about him do you miss, girl? Because we don't know. The show is over and we still don't know. Yeah, he cute, but I still don't know why you always miss him like that. At the reunion, I just didn't like how he was coming at Micah. Let's talk about Micah for a second. Micah is the type of person, I feel like she's a chameleon. Like, if she switches up based on her environment. And I had an ex like that. Like, they will be mean with the mean girls, nice with the nice girls. And that's how she was. With Paul, you didn't see any of that mean girl energy. I didn't get that from her. When she was around the girls who were getting married, I didn't see, because Irina wasn't there and Jackie wasn't there. She was a much nicer version of herself with those girls. She even said something really nice at the dress fitting for one of the girls. I can't remember who it was. But Micah is one of those people that will switch up based on her environment. So she needs to change her environment, but she needs to also do some self-healing. Like, why is she a mean girl, and why does she gravitate towards mean girls? And she also has that loyalty thing about her as well, because that's kind of what they do. Like, they groom the mean girls, they groom each other, then they recruit other mean girls. And I really think that's why she was friends with Irina. She wanted to recruit her to be one of her mean girl friends. Like, but I really feel like they did not address that at the reunion, because again, Nicola, Shay, and Vanessa always just want to talk about their own relationship when nobody cares. This is not about you. So yeah, I just feel like Vanessa is not a good host, like, at all. But I'll talk about her as later. Micah was crying a lot, and I don't know if it's, she said the pressure was off of her, so she even forgot that she was there for a second. But I don't know where her head was at, honestly. Like, and then she was crying a lot. I feel like there's more to Micah than we know. Yes, I do feel like she did inappropriate stuff, and she is a mean girl, but I feel like there's also more to Micah that meets the eye. When she said, basically, like Paul, we talked about having kids. Like, I told her I wanted kids. I was my parents' miracle baby, like, you know. And when she was crying, I thought that was just really genuine, honestly. And knowing that, I just really think he shouldn't have brought that up, honestly. So I really feel like that was a low blow. That is why he, you know, kept going along about she wasn't nurturing this and that. Like, it was already a touchy subject for her. And like she said, in the real world, he never mentioned it. So if it's such an issue, you should mention it, right? You should tell me why it is you didn't pick me. Let me know what's up. Again, but then he tried to like say that maybe he didn't create the environment for her to be nurturing. I think he was saving face at that point, because he understood that he was hurting her twice, on TV and again on that live reunion. So yeah, Paul says that he had phrased it wrong on the show. What he really meant to say is that he was inspiring that nurturing side of her, but he was also contradicting himself by saying that it should have been natural to her, like it should have came out naturally if she was truly a nurturing person, which I can understand that. But Micah was like, you never said this to me before, like I never heard this. Why am I only hearing this now at the reunion, even after dating you twice? And that's a valid question. And now she's like, it's happening to her in real time, you know. When she is now facing him and talking to him about this for the first time on stage in front of millions of people, you know. So I just feel like wrong timing, bro. You should have talked to her about that the second time you dated her. Like, why did you go back, type of thing, you know what I mean? But they said it was brief. They didn't date for a long time. Zach coming and insert himself was so annoying to me. And she was like, let's be honest, you were here, what did you say? You had no intention of marrying Paul. You, according to, based on other ladies on the show, that was giving real like feminine energy to me. Like, why are you over here just talking about private conversations that you let people handle their own things? Like, I just don't understand what was Zach. Zach was coming for blood. He tell Micah she was coming for blood. I think he was projecting. I think Zach came for blood on that show, okay, on that reunion show. He was coming for blood. I don't think Micah was on that energy that he was on, talking about she was coming for blood. I don't think that was true. Let's not even talk about Micah's friend Shelby. Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. And I think Micah is a reflection of her friends, but I also think that there's more layers to Micah that we cannot see. And if she meets the right person, I think they will help tear down some of those barriers and help her to like get in touch with her true self, because I think she's disconnected from who she truly is inside. I think like sometimes you'll see glimpses of it and other times you won't. And I think the main girl thing is a facade to protect whatever feelings that she truly wants to keep under wraps. I do understand why she said she let him go first. Like, if it was true, I feel like Paul would have just gone along with it just to save her the embarrassment for real. So I understand if she did want to say yes and she knew that he was skeptical, letting him go first made sense to me. I didn't think that was like out of pocket, honestly. Right, Micah defending Shelby. I don't know if she watched the episode or what, because Micah is saying, oh, Shelby just didn't want to see me embarrassed like that. She didn't want that to happen to me. Girl, that is exactly what she said, that she did want it to happen to you. I don't know if you saw that episode. You probably need to go. Maybe she couldn't watch the wedding. You know, some of them say it's too emotional for them and they cannot watch the wedding, you know, because of the heartbreak and stuff. Probably Micah didn't even see that clip. Maybe she has no idea what Shelby was over there saying. Because while you're there defending Shelby and her other friend laughing at you, talking about, yes, this is exactly how I wanted it to go. Girl, I don't know why somebody didn't just turn back and just... Honestly, Shelby just deserved to get... She just... Let me not promote violence. I'm just saying. She needs to be checked. But you know what? God have a way of doing things. And why is Shelby so powerful in Micah's relationship? Like, that is scary to me. Like, why would you have a friend that canceling your boyfriends? I don't think she in love with Micah like everybody's saying. I just think she is a very dangerous person. you know, and she has a lot of negativity attached to her. And I don't know what happened in her life, but she needs to be a better person because it's disgusting. It's literally disgusting. Like, Shelby makes my stomach turn and my blood boil. It's just disgusting. I don't know how you can be friends with somebody but you want to see them embarrassed on TV. Like, I understand you saying that you wanted them to not get married, but you're saying you want to see her crying, running down an aisle with tears in her eyes, being embarrassed in front of TV and everybody else. That's what you wanted? Shelby is the villain of the season. That's a true villain. Okay guys, so we are nearing the end of the video and we are going to talk about the best couple from the season, which is Brett and Tiffany. Honestly, you guys, this is where I feel like we are not going to be on the same page, because I truly believe that people love Tiffany as much as they do. Not saying that she is not like a good person on the show, but I feel like people love Tiffany as much as they do because of Brett, because people love Brett. Like, and Tiffany is his partner, so obviously you feel like one you're gonna like the other. But I just feel like Tiffany is a pretty girl. I feel like she is independent. I also feel like does she have siblings? I don't remember, but I feel like the entire show went by and I still feel like I don't know anything about Tiffany. Like, I can tell you that Brett was raised poor and he, based on his talents, ended up in a good financial position because he landed a job at Nike. Like, I can tell you something about Brett, but I feel like I left the show still feeling like I didn't know nothing about Tiffany except for she was crying. Like, no shade to her, I understand she was going through a lot, but what turned me off about Tiffany the most is the fact that it's like she was in a dazed phase. Like, she was like, oh my god, like, you're choosing me, like, I can't believe it, are you sure you're gonna say yes? Like, you sure you're gonna say yes? Like, girl, you need to figure out that you are the prize, okay? I think you need to come to terms with that. Yes, you probably thought you would never meet a man like Brett, okay, boom, but if he is the man for you, like, he is the man for you, you need to realize that you do deserve a man like Brett, and God is just giving you what you deserve. Like, accept it, be grateful, and like, do the best in that situation, you know what I mean? But the constant doubt and like anxiety over whether or not he was going to say yes, I don't know, she was just always giving me like not confident, like lack self-confidence. And I know she said that because she said Brett sees things in her that she sometimes doesn't see in herself, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time, you know, especially if you're not. I still feel like at the reunion she was still that Tiffany, you know, but all her friends say good things about her, which is good. She has a lovely group of friends. She is one of those girls. She wasn't my favorite girl on the show, but she was my second favorite because Bliss is number one. I feel like she really needs to find out why she isn't that confident, you know. Why did she feel like she couldn't believe that she got a man that she deserves, you know? She was in a constant disbelief. But I didn't like how she was playing country bookie when she went to his apartment. Like, girl, you never seen nice things before? I don't understand it. I really didn't understand. Like, when he was explaining the tension rods thing, like the fact that his paper towel dispenser had a tension rod, so you could just pull it off without having to like touch it and stuff like that. And then she was like, okay, bougie bread, okay. But it's like, she said okay, bougie bread, but then she was constantly feeling like, you know, again, just the whole, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, okay, bread is bougie, we get it. Like, why you have to keep mentioning it over and over and over? I just feel like, I don't know. I didn't like how and it might just be how the producers tried to portray her, but the lack of confidence thing was coming off very strong to me. It was definitely coming off strong. but her dad is such a lovely person. Like, I really enjoyed that conversation between him and Brett. And Brett is that guy. He's the guy of the season. Like, I love Brett so much because, you know, not only is he like charming, he is I think he's establishing his career. He even has his passion for photography, his passion for design. He's well put together. He is a gentleman. Like I said, if I had to choose between a man like Marshall, who is just as nice as Brett, I would choose Brett any day over Marshall because their delivery is different. Brett don't have to do too much. Right, he's one of those people, like, they don't have to, he doesn't have to do all the stuff that all that stuff Marshall was doing to prove that he's a good guy or to like stand out. He stood out just doing what he was doing, just being him, and he definitely stood out. Everybody was talking about Brett at the end of that show, so he was definitely that guy, you know. I was very, very happy that he and Tiffany got married. I always thought that they were the easy couple of the season. I feel like Netflix always has that easy couple, and that was them this season. I feel like they didn't get much airtime at the reunion. I feel like we didn't really talk about them as much. I didn't know though that he lived in Portland. They never even Brett said that he doesn't understand why they didn't highlight that, and that was a big thing for Tiffany. Again, she was probably crying like hell, but I want Tiffany to gain her confidence because Brett is a confident man and she doesn't have to match him equally in terms of confidence, but I'm pretty sure after a while he's gonna be like, girl, you need to get with the program. Get with the program or get out of the program. Like, it can get tiring when you are a confident man but you have a woman that is like constantly falling apart. And I don't think she's constantly falling apart, but like, if all you're doing is reassuring her 24/7, like, after a while I can see how that can cause problems in their relationship. I don't think it will though, because I truly think that Brett and Tiffany belong together. I don't think that there was anybody else for Tiffany or Brett on that show but the two of them. Well, maybe I would like to see him and Bliss date, but honestly, you guys, overall, I feel like this season was boring to me. I don't know. Maybe because there was so much drama last season. There was drama in this season too, but I just feel like the couples and their chemistry and all of those love triangles it was tiring. I want to just go over my notes from the reunion to make sure I cover everything. But in terms of what I feel about them on the show, I think I said everything that I wanted to say. I also had on my notes that Brett is self-made. Like, I really love that about Brett. Like, he went out and he got it on his own, but he's still connected to his roots, has a good relationship with his father and his brother. I really love that, and they all spoke highly of him as well. When he realized that his pants wasn't going to fit the way that boy said, I'm not going to be online. Do you think they're gonna be making memes about me and the way my pants fit on my wedding day? No, I think it was also about, because I think it was about the fact that it was his wedding day, but also because it was televised, and he was like, no, I'm not going out like that on my wedding day. I need to get his pants fixed. So I like that. So I did write that he's very spicy and specific. So I put he's a good provider, and you could tell because he told Tiffany, if my place is too small, we can get a bigger place. You know, I really love that as well. And I could pay, I think he said 80-20 or something like that. I just feel like Brett is such a classy guy. I couldn't see Brett asking for the ring back. If Tiffany had said no at the altar, I wouldn't see Brett be like, okay, well, give me my ring back. I thought that was just so classless to me, because my mom always used to say, a man that will ask you for things back after he give them to you is not a man. Okay guys, so we are nearing the end of the video. I just have to put my lippy on. Let me just focus a little bit more about the reunion. In general, like I said, I don't think they focus a lot about love. They just focus more about the drama of it all. It was the waiting an hour and 20 minutes, in the words of Brett. This should not have happened. This is avoidable. I could have done this myself. There are no excuses, period. Okay, Netflix? Like, somebody to let them know. So about the reunion, Vanessa Lachey needs to take a seat. She is not a good host. She is very biased. She is over talking, and then she also wants to always talk about their relationship. Nobody cares about you and Nick at all. I just feel as though they need to get new hosts, honestly. And then she was more like people said, siding with the villains, because she was more kind of like telling Jackie, oh, we're happy you found love. And then she was kind of grilling Marshall about the jawline thing, because she was like, I wish Nick would tell me that I had a strong jawline, or some nonsense stupid joke that they made. And then I was just like, okay, I don't know, I just don't like them as hosts. I say this every year. I have the same thoughts, and I feel like everybody else has the same thoughts too. They are just not good hosts. What else did I want to talk about? They didn't bring up the STD allegations for Jackie, thank God, because I feel like that's a lot of her personal business to be on the internet like that. But I do think that if it's true, then she should have let Marshall know at the beginning, or they should have something in their contract that makes them have to be upfront about that information, because you kind of just not let people know, you know what I mean? I feel like they should talk more about Micah and her bullying. They didn't say anything about that. I like when they showed their homes, like, or their life after the show. I thought that was really nice. Kwame and Chelsea have a really nice apartment, like, but again, I think that that is part of Chelsea's dream, and I don't want Kwame to bend over backwards and do things he shouldn't have to do just to fit into, you know, her dream. What about his dream as well? I don't know if those two will stay together, truth be told, but I do think Brett and Tiffany will stay together, and I also feel that Blaze is going to be the first mommy, but I don't want to force that on anybody, and that's because that's something I didn't like. Vanessa was just all about that baby thing, and then why did they have Baptiste? Nobody gives up. We already know Baptiste will knock somebody up and have a baby. He not even in a relationship with the person. Like, why are we still talking about Baptiste, whatever you want to call him? I'm just so tired of them always giving him 2 more seconds. You know what I mean? Like, his 15 seconds is up. His 15 seconds are up. Let's move on from Baptiste, please. Okay, I feel like there was some editing issues, yes or no, because I feel like when they were supposed to show the poolside conversation and ended up showing a conversation between Chelsea and Micah walking their dogs, and I don't think that that was the clip they were supposed to show, but maybe I am the one that like misheard what they said. But I was like, what is production doing? Get your stuff together. Next time, Netflix, don't promise anybody no live stream. If you know you can't do no live streams, hire Mona from Love and Hip Hop, because that would never happen on Love and Hip Hop. Okay, I'm sorry. What else did I want to talk about the reunion? I think everybody looked good on the reunion. I still don't believe Chelsea and Kwame have that perfect life, because that's what she wants everybody to think. I have no idea why. The fact that, what's her name? When that girl said she heard Josh's voice and instantly got PTSD, I said, I don't think she knows that PTSD means post-traumatic stress disorder. That is not a good thing, Jackie. You mean to say, I think she meant to say that when she heard his voice, she got flashbacks, not PTSD. flashbacks of like being in the pods maybe, but I thought that was hilarious. Okay guys, I feel like I forgot some important stuff because I did take notes but that I hardly referred to, but I just thought it was so funny how Hulu and all the other platforms were making fun of them on Twitter. It was so funny because why would you say that you would give us a live if you know it wasn't possible, that you were not capable of doing that? I don't know, it was just like, it was really in poor taste that they took an hour and something. Honestly, you guys, I don't know if I'll watch next. I will watch next season. I will. But I just don't like how this season's just not about love anymore. We miss vibes like Lauren and Cameron. Yes, we got it with Tiffany and Brett, but where's the rest of it? You know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, you guys, that's all my thoughts. So this is the final look.
Until the night is over, I will hold you so tight, so tight.
Hope you guys like the cut crease and the commentary, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.